Forces Academy Episode 4, where your host Jemmy teaches you the fundamentals that will help you improve your skills in Phantom Forces. Today's focus will be on basic sniping, so once again this will be a beginner level video for newer players. If you love this series, drop a like and let's hit 69 for Sin Daddy. But anyways, grab your Mosin and let's protect the motherland. So to start off, let's begin with the acronym ICUP. Don't start going childish on me, you normies, cause this is a legitimate sniping knowledge right here. Now let's begin with the acronym in action. I is for identify, C is for calculate, U is for use, and P is for pull. Now let's go over these verbs before you guys start dropping Lennies in the chat. When picking out an attachment on your sniper, don't use any attachments unless you need a ballistic tracker. People see the ballistic tracker as a noob thing to use, but it actually helps you develop knowledge on bullet drop ranges over time, so it's not really as bad as it seems. Also, when you're in game, always use shift when zooming and scoping since it keeps your scope very steady when you're sniping. Now we can go to letter I, or identify. Identifying enemies is the most important skill a sniper in Phantom Forces needs to know since ICUP can't function without it. And think about it, what's the point of having a weapon if you can't find enemies to shoot? So here is how I started working on identifying enemies when I barely started playing. Step 1 was going to high ground, which gives you a better view of the map. Step 2 is looking closer at the radar to find red dots, which will guide you to enemy positions. Step 3 was to look at common spots where enemies usually camp, and usually by then I'd find an enemy, but if that didn't work, step 4 would be using a ballistic tracker since it spots enemies for you when scoping in. By using these steps, identifying enemies will be a breeze, or taking candy from a savage. Next is C, or calculating, which is the aspect that separates a regular sniper to Paradox Pokey himself. Calculating for bullet drop is straight up hard even when first starting off. This is especially annoying when you think you're going to get a headshot since you're aiming at the head, but get a body shot since gravity pulled the bullet down. The only way I learned how to calculate bullet drop was by using a ballistic tracker and slowly learning it as time passed. This step is something I cannot help you with since you can only develop it yourself. However, a quick tip that I used is trying to learn how to aim above the head since that will result in a headshot most of the time. And finally, once you calculate for bullet drop, you can use the easiest step, which is P, or pulling the trigger. This is the easiest step as a sniper since all you do is left click once you've done all the hard work of ICUP. So pull the trigger and enjoy the satisfaction of a 5-year-old Roblox player smashing his keyboard after getting wrecked from a long distance away. Before we end the video, let's go over some tips and tricks that you can use when sniping. First off, always reposition after killing a couple of enemies. People get really salty when they die to a sniper, so they try to get revenge kills when they spawn back in. So to make them saltier, go to a position that covers your last position, and when they go there where you used to be, snipe them again. They will definitely smash their keyboard a second time. This is definitely the most beautiful thing a Phantom Forces sniper can do against diving tryhards. The second tip is to remember that you can still no-scope enemies as a last resort. A way to make no-scoping even more effective is to aim down sights and shoot while not scoped in since your hipfire spread will be a lot tighter, and this can potentially save your life in close quarter sniping. However, you don't need to follow tip 2 if you have tip 3, which is not using a sniper in tight maps such as Warehouse and Metro. I never snipe in these maps since it's just not worth it. A submachine gun or assault rifle will do so much more for you. And finally, my favorite tip that I always use when sniping is switch to your secondary when in doubt. When someone sees the sniper, they try to close the gap since it makes it harder to get headshotted. However, if you use a Serbu or machine pistol, you can just bap them on the head with some lead since they get too close. So remember, fellow PF snipers, secondaries are your friend. This about wraps up this episode of Phantom Forces Academy. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to help us get 69 likes. And comment down below for a chance to get featured in the next PF Academy. I am your teacher Jemmy, and Roblox death music is love, Roblox death music is life.